The Red Bull X-Alps is a unique event. For 2011, around 100 applications were received, from which just 32 international athletes from 23 different countries will be chosen to compete in a 24/7 race all the way from Salzburg to Monaco, covering a grueling 864 kilometres.
It's a 5th edition, it's a round edition. It's going to be an evolution.
And this is the expert panel that has the difficult task of whittling down over 2/3 of the submissions. Hannes Ach, air race pilot, paraglider and Red Bull X-Alps mastermind. Nick Warren, endurance athlete, former elite racing cyclist and Red Bull X-Alps communication manager. Ulrich Grill, boss of Red Bull X-Alps production company Zoom and head of organisation. Christoph Weber, a paragliding instructor, physicist and Red Bull X-Alps race director.
Okay, let's start. I'm the founder of X-Alps, I'm the mastermind. I came up with that idea for sure together with the scene I was in at that time. That was the paragliding scene in my life actually.
The panel must eliminate almost 70 endurance athletes and paragliders. Easier said than done.
We pick out guys we know, guys we think are competent, people we've seen before, basically whittle it down as much as we can.
There is one prerequisite a competitor must have to take part in Red Bull X-Alps.
It's really the ability to be able to compete safely, which is, the key fact for this race.
We need pilots with lots of experience because the conditions out there in the Alps, especially if they have to fly because they want to avoid to run, they get pretty extreme and they have to push themselves to their limits.
Hi, the X-Alps.
100 faces, 100 biographies. These are just some of the hopefuls. But just one question, where are the ladies? Back in 2005, women did compete in Red Bull X-Alps, but unfortunately the challenge proved to be too physically demanding.
I want to finish.
It's from the physical point of view too hard for women to participate and have a real chance to reach Monaco.
So, the Red Bull X-Alps challenge must be fought out by men.
Yes, maybe not the experience to fly there.
The committee discussed every applicant. Do they have the right character, enough paragliding expertise, a track record in endurance sports?
I would suggest one who is also quite young pilot. Some people advised me to take him into the race.
We got one who says, I'm a paragliding pilot, bike guide, skis, nobody instructor. Okay, done.
Yeah,
out.
This is the panel's very own Red Bull X-Alps challenge.
I think we have just a few spots left and just available. You had 2 chances. You blew them. Sorry.
After many discussions, deliberations and disagreements, the jury have finally cut down 100 applicants to just 30 international contenders who will take part in Red Bull X-Alps 2011.
Okay, so are we done?
I think so. Yeah. I'm really curious about the new faces, the new athletes.
And so are we. The selection process is over. The 4 members of the Red Bull X-Alps jury have finally selected 32 international athletes to take part in the 5th edition in July 2011.
This one is going to be a big evolution in every aspect concerning the race itself, what will come for the athletes, also on the communication side, on the internet, on the live tracking. I think overall it's going to be another big step ahead.
This year's Red Bull X-Alps and those that came before it attracted massive interest, and not just from the global paragliding community.
If you imagine 50,000 paragliders in the world active, last year alone we had 750,000 unique visitors on the website. It's pretty much guaranteed that every paraglider in the world knows about this event.
Now the team around Red Bull X-Alps mastermind Hannes Ach can focus on improvements for the race and the pilots.
The biggest change is that we will have rest times from 11 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning. Athletes will be forced to rest.
I think it's important for the event and also to be responsible towards the pilots, to give them a break.
Being constantly pushed to the edge of human endurance over a 10-day period is something most people would never wish to experience. However, head of organisation, Ulrich Grill, has a good understanding of what the attraction is.
The experience to take part in the Red Bull X-Alps is something that you cannot compare with another contest. It's the experience being on the road, being in the mountains, sleeping out there somewhere, hiking or flying 24/7, and to experience, your mind and your body. They hate it during the race, but and on the other side, it's like really, it's the endorphins, or it's a mind thing, that make people participate.
To be in with a chance of taking part in Red Bull X-Alps, the pilots are put through a rigorous selection process which covers the best part of a year.
You're looking at least 10 months of training, you're looking at a month off work, minimum, and you'd probably want a bit more than that to go and scope out the course. As for money, I'm not really sure, maybe I'm getting on for 10,000 euros, I'd say.
After all this effort, even the pilots that get selected don't have the greatest chance of actually reaching Monaco, never mind the podium. In the last Red Bull X-Alps, just 2 athletes made it to Monaco. However, to belong to such an elite club makes the challenge all the more appealing.
I don't think a quarter of the applicants will ever be able to come through, honestly. Most of these athletes, they really want to get to Monaco. But when you look at the time span of how long it would take for them, for like 7 or 8 athletes to get to Monaco, would have to wait a week after the first one, arrives there.
To reach the city-state on the Mediterranean coast is what it's all about for the Red Bull X-Alps pilots. Long before the event starts, the first bets for the winning nationality are being placed.
Well, probably Austria, because Austrian pilots are really also very experienced with the Alps. They know it's like their home place too.
Well, the safe bet is Switzerland, but I wouldn't mind seeing a British guy win, mainly because it'll shut Hannes and Ulrich up.
Whatever the winning nationality is, we won't find out until summer 2011. But in the meantime, we can get to know the selected athletes as they prepare for the long, arduous challenge ahead. Take the next step in episode 3 of the 2011 Red Bull X-Alps here on the .com.
X-Alps is the perfect game.
It's an adventure. It's just the freedom to have a little pack and just walk up a mountain and fly as far as you can, and then in the day fold up the wing and keep on going.
It's the beauty of this race is you focus on getting to Monaco as efficiently as possible.
Be something, something I'll remember for the rest of my life. And this experience has just been, it's been a blast. There's nothing like it, absolutely nothing like it.